Yep, that's right. You want what I got. Weekend Phil. Lights are on, away we go. All right, okay. So, of course, we have our meme of the week, and I got the two runners up, and then I got the winner. So, starting off, we got one from F1 Troll, and yeah, but here comes Sebastian Vettel taking turn one in Melbourne with the scoot. And of course, hopefully, you all have seen and heard the news about Vettel being fined $5,000. I think he's good for it. I'm pretty sure it wasn't hurting his pockets too much, but it was just funny, and that's just a Seb thing. So I definitely love that. How crazy turn one could be. You just see Seb taking it in the inside. Oh man, that's great. That's great. All right, so first runner-up is actually from Scuderia Ferrari. And we got Charles Leclerc leaning out the back of a yacht like Salt Guy just dropping fastest lap, fastest lap, fastest lap. Yeah, man, I gotta love it. Everybody gotta be on the Ferrari hype train, even the Charles Leclerc hype train, man. It's just great right now, so I'm loving it. I love this meme. And with that said, we got Meme of the Week coming up right now. All right, so we actually have another team which is in the running here and actually won, and it's from Mercedes AMG F1. You can see Alpine, McLaren, Ferrari, Red Bull just going at it in the background. And what do you see up front? Just chilling, having his food. Us and P2 and the constructors. This made me laugh out loud, and then I was like, yeah, that's really true. And of course, a great meme. So, they just killed it with it, and I gave it Meme of the Week. So, again, let me know what you think in the comments section down below. And with that said, we're on to stats and recs. All right, so on to stats and recs here. And one that I just had to call out, was George, scoring his first podium. That's a big deal for him at Mercedes. And yeah, he actually beat out his teammate while doing it. So, of course, a bit of luck definitely came into the mix there, but still, good driving from Russell. Not going to take it away from him. You got to take it where you can get it. And yeah, shout out to George for grabbing his first podium with Mercedes AMG F1. All right, moving on to the next one is actually the driver's champion of 2021, Max Verstappen, and he has actually scored a win in the last 7 consecutive seasons. Man, congratulations to Max. You already know he came out of the gate swinging as a young kid, and he's just been doing his thing ever since, and obviously, he's the world champion. So, I mean, come on. Yeah. Give it up to Max. All right, and this last one is a hell of a streak. Really is. So, Mr. Bottas, Valtteri Bottas himself, has missed his first Q3 since 2017. Yeah, that's right. This guy has been on a tear. And he's just, for all the talk that he used to get, it was just like, man, he's a really good teammate. He's a great driver. He always has been. And he was able to, out-qualify Hamilton many times, which is definitely a feat. So, he had a streak that went for 103 consecutive Q3 finishes. And that's just shy of Senna's record of 109. But he's still on that top 10. So shout out to Valtteri Bottas. Man, what a record. You got to love it. Now for the news. I don't know why I had to pull out that David Cronkite kind of voice. So, starting off, I'm going to jump right into Mercedes, which brought a pretty decent upgrade to Melbourne with their rear wing. Now, of course, they weren't battling for first place with Charles, but, it did put him in a position to actually battle for that podium, which SK called it. I definitely did on F1P1 Life. I hope you're all subscribing to F1P1 Life. Yeah. But I called it. I said they would be battling for a podium, and they were. And I actually guessed it would be Hamilton ahead of Russell, but, it's all good. But, it kept them from losing ground. And if you're not falling back and you're actually making small gains right now, that's a big deal. So, of course, Red Bull had another failure and that put them in a better position. But hopefully they keep coming with the upgrades. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, as far as how beneficial they'll be to them. But that was a little bit of news, and I think it played to their advantage at least a little bit in the Australian GP. Now, another bit of interesting news is the Miami GP. That's right. I really wanted to go to this race, but I don't think it's going to happen. And I'm sorry, folks. I still have an opportunity, but it's just astronomical, the amount of money that they want. And I think it's going to be really cool, but I don't know. So I might actually make it for the Las Vegas race if I don't end up making it to Texas later in the year. But anyway, the Miami news is the Miami residents are actually looking for a last-ditch effort to try to stop the GP. Why they wouldn't want such a great thing? Well, I get it. I guess if you're just living there, you may not want your Saturday to be ruined by a bunch of screaming engines going by. But for the most part, it's just the kind of place that needs to have a race like that. And I think that their efforts to try to stop it are going to be meager at best. It's not going to happen. They're not going to stop it. The Miami GP is going on still. That I put money on that. But that was a bit of news. I was very interested to see that they were, actually trying to stop it. That was pretty interesting. I was surprised. And lastly, no more goose necking. Yeah, that's right. Going back to the world champion himself, VMAX, his little trick on the restarts is no longer allowed in F1. That's right. The FIA came down and they basically said that on the restarts, the front of your nose needs to be behind the driver ahead of you. And I kind of agree with that. You know what I mean? Because that whole car length is a big deal. That's a lot of space to make up and can make a big difference and can kind of force the other driver to have to drive a certain way. And so, hey, I give it to Max. You can get it. You get it where you can take it in this kind of sport. So, it is what it is, but it's no longer allowed, and that's the news. So it's very interesting. And honestly, we saw it in Melbourne where he had to start directly behind Charles, and Charles definitely had a lot better of a jump on him once he went for the restart. So, very interesting stuff. Very interesting. So there you have it, your weekend fill. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to leave my predictions, of course, for next week's weekend warm-up. And with that, this is F1 P1 Life wishing you a very happy Easter weekend, and I'll see you next weekend. Yeah, Mr. SK will see you next weekend for Imola. See you later.